All right, the next question is for Commissioner candidates. What is your opinion of firing planners in a manner, well, in a manner in which produces lawsuits? Who wants to go first?
So let me just bring you up to date on county lawsuits. There's a misconception and almost a hysteria that's been created out there about lawsuits. At any one time, the county has between 10 and 14 lawsuits it's handling. Now that sounds like a lot, but people sue for deep pockets, people sue because of road easements, people sue because of they don't like the decision on the conditional use permit. The county sues because of building violations, the county sues because of junkyards that are illegal, and then we get involved in actions where we have terminations. Almost all of our terminations do not happen along with a lawsuit. Now, before we terminate somebody, and we terminated 2 high-profile cases lately that have made the press because of what we call trial by Google. So somebody gets fired, and immediately they dump all their allegations into the press. It becomes searchable. Well, so a potential juror can search for that name, and they find this allegations, and it takes the jury pool. So the allegations that have been put in the press on these 2 high profile are totally false. None of them are true. I guarantee that. And I'll tell you why. When we terminate somebody, in one case it took 8 months of documentation. It took 3 county commissioners. It took 4 attorneys, 2 of our in-house, 1 outside attorney specializing in employee relations and law, and 1 insurance attorney. And everybody gets together in executive session and they review the facts of the termination. So before someone is terminated, it's been thoroughly vetted. We've looked at all options. We looked at potential lawsuits because a lot of times you do end up with lawsuits, and we want to mitigate those. So we take this very, very seriously. And we do not terminate somebody hastily. No, we do it in an unprofessional manner. And we don't do it just because we feel that we have a personality conflict. It's for cause, and it is thoroughly thought through. And I can tell you that the county does not go out there and look for lawsuits. I'll tell you a high-profile lawsuit that we had people that asked us to not continue the litigation. And I see my former Commissioner Mike Nielsen out there who spent a lot of time on this with Silver Wings. Silver Wings was initially a $26 million lawsuit against the county. That was not covered by insurance. There were those that said we should just send one, not spend the money to litigate this. We litigated it. Mike Nielsen put a lot of time into it, more than anybody will ever know. And what happened was, in the end, three of the allegations were thrown out in federal court, and we awarded $750,000 in attorney's fees. The 4th allegation, that was remanded to state court, we are positive the outcome, which has no basis. It's a promissory estoppel for those of you who are interested in legal terms. We're confident we'll win, and we'll be awarded attorney's fees. So that's the reason we fight lawsuits, is because we're trying to protect you, the taxpayer, and we're trying to protect you from paying out money, and we're also trying to have the best employees we can at Bonner County. Thank you.
Well, I might even be accused of starting some mass hysteria, but it does make me nervous because I am a taxpayer, and I'm worried when I see the numbers in the paper that we could be possibly responsible for. It's disconcerting to see these employees fired, even though maybe it's for cause. I just can't believe that you can go from a stellar performer 3 months before during the reviews and then be fired. It just doesn't seem to fit. So I guess, in my opinion, there's a better way to handle people. And I think I'm a pretty good people person. I think that if you want something from somebody, you work with them to get that. These people have been longtime employees. They'd obviously done their jobs over the year, or their files would have showed that. As near as I can tell from talking to some of the other commissioners, that those aren't there. There's not black marks, there's not flagging on their file. So we'll see, I guess. We'll just have to wait and see how it comes out.
Well, I know not too long ago there was a total of 5 wrongful termination suits. One of them was settled here a couple months ago with Rob Wakely, who really is one of the key persons to make our EMS get started and go in a good direction. He was awarded a lot of money. I don't know the exact amount, and I wouldn't say because of confidentiality, but he did make this statement: "I am extremely satisfied." There's 2 more now within planning and zoning, that being Claire Marley and Dan Carlson. There again, Jeff made a good point. Where is the black marks on the evaluations for these people? I don't think they're there. I know, and I'm not making this trial statement by trial by B, because I know it from the person's mouths. They're going to win. They're going to win, I believe, hands down. There's also one in the sheriff's office. There's also a woman who was within the last calendar year promoted to captain, and she's a paramedic, and she was let go. That one doesn't smell very good either. There's also some more possibly coming because of conversations I've had with others of hostile workplace issues that are probably going to quit because they're so disgusted. And when you put all of the department heads that aren't elected, I've noticed that they're at-will employees. You talk about tearing down employee morale within the county. It's never been as low as it is now. And I can't stomach that, and it doesn't work for me.
I just got to respond. I just can't take that kind of inaccuracy. First of all, morale is extremely high. Even the janitor walks in my office and sits down and feels comfortable talking. Now, Rob Wakely did not receive a huge amount. The insurance company looked at the cost of litigating and gave him a small pittance, which I'm not allowed to discuss. We had nothing to do with that. That was strictly the insurance company. So in terms of any employee suits, I can't talk about the specifics to it, but I can certainly confirm, again, that we do not fire people. We do not terminate people without cause. Now, as far as being at will, we were one of the few counties in Idaho that had 4 cause for all employees. I can tell you that. If you don't believe me, go start checking the other 43 counties. We just changed the department heads to at will, and the rest of the employees are for cause. But we don't discuss employee matters, and I think it's disingenuous for a former commissioner to get up there and discuss employee matters, and I have to get that out right away. So he doesn't. It's kind of disgusting, actually.
I just have a few words. I think maybe Louis might be the writer for the Daily Bee, I'm not sure. This really is trial by Bee. It's not really trial by Google, it's trial by the Daily Bee. And if you're getting your news from the Daily Bee, then you're woefully uninformed. I actually took the time to go meet with the commissioners. That's always a good applause line, by the way. Every time I talk to you, it's always a good applause line. But I took the time to go meet with the commissioners, and obviously they couldn't give me specifics. But I said, you know, I'm concerned from what I read in the Bee, and they were able to fill in some gaps without giving me any information that would, you know, compromise the case. So, again, as a former commissioner, you would think he would approach the commissioners, but it seems the commissioners are the only ones he hasn't spoken to yet.